is this OLED too bright? Hey guys, how's it going? Justin here from Waltz, and today we're finally taking a look at the 83-inch, massive OLED, but more importantly, the C3, which is the new model that everybody's been craving about. And there is a lot to cover in this video, so we're going to break it into 4 parts: picture quality, features and design, audio, and of course my personal thoughts. So without further ado, let's jump right into the picture quality. Now the C3 is going to come with a native resolution of 4K, and what that means is there's 8.3 million pixels on this TV, which is pretty standard nowadays. They don't really make a lot of 1080p TVs, and 8K is still kind of new, so that's kind of the standard. But what's more impressive is the fact that it's an OLED, and if you're not familiar with OLED technology, it stands for Organic Light Emitting Diode. And basically the big difference here is with normal TVs, lighting comes from the edges and the back of the pixels, as to where with Organic LED, each individual pixel can actually turn itself on and off and change colors red, green, and blue. So it also kind of changes how much more contrast you can get, and it can get a lot deeper blacks, just overall more out of that image. And typically the only downside to this is the brightness, but with the C3, it's a lot brighter than the C2, and I think it kind of competes with pretty much everything we've seen out there. Now, it is their Evo panel, but it's also processed by a new processor. This is the 6th Gen Alpha 9, not the A9. Alpha, I know it can be a little bit confusing, but basically this is just going to help improve that brightness and processing speeds. And since we're talking about processing power, that's going to lead us right into our next part. Now, we talked about picture quality and why processing power is important for that, but it's also important for things like the operating system. And this TV is going to come with the ThinQ AI WebOS 23, which personally I really like LG's WebOS system, and it's going to control all your apps because it is a smart TV, and having that extra processing power is going to help you kind of type in those passwords and switch between apps easier, as to where, you know, when you go with a cheaper set, that's where people can get pretty frustrated, because when you're typing in passwords and it's not going at the speed you want it to go and you start missing keys, and it can be a pain in the butt. So having that extra processing power really helps with the passwords and just overall usage of the TV, things loading fast and not being slow like an ancient computer. And just like every LG OLED and most LG TVs, it comes with a magic remote, a little bit of a new design here, and I kind of like it because the old one was a little bit wonky shaped, but the functionality was always great. So same kind of remote here, just a little bit different design. Now, let's talk connections. This bad boy is going to come with 4 2.1 HDMI ports. And this is great because it really allows you to have whatever devices you want plugged in and not have to worry about it. 4 is more than enough in my opinion. And if you're doing more than 4, you probably are doing some sort of crazy video wall and you have a video matrix, and it just, you know, it's not really a problem unless you make it one. It's also going to come with 3 USB 2.0 ports and a Ethernet port if you're going to connect it hardwired. And also can't forget about that optical port in case you're hooking up a soundbar and you're not using HDMI ARC. If you are using HDMI ARC though, I do recommend, you know, pairing a high quality TV like this with a high quality HDMI cable. You can check out our video on Audio Quest, but basically it's going to help deliver that information without any loss in picture and sound. And since we're still on the topic of connections, I thought it would probably be a good idea to mention that because these are 2.1 ports, all 4 of them, they can all do 120 Hertz, so it really doesn't matter what, you know, port you're plugging your PlayStation or your new Xbox into, because you're going to get that refresh rate that you're looking for. And so that's also another thing that's really important to gamers. Oh, and if you guys are enjoying the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It really does help me out. Now the C3 almost comes with a zero bezel look, and not only is it zero bezel, but it's also extremely thin like a lot of OLEDs out there. This makes for a great look on the wall, but might I mention, if you're mounting it on the wall, the mounting pattern on this TV specifically is lower than a lot of standard TVs, so you have to make sure you account for that when you're measuring, or if you haven't, you know, professional installers doing it, then they'll account for it for sure. You just want to keep that in mind, especially when it comes to, you know, where you're locating your power. Is it going to be above or below the mount? Just something I thought I'd mention. And I do really like the stand on this TV specifically because it's so low profile and slim. If you're planning on mounting a soundbar under it, that will work great, but if you're not mounting it on the wall, it might be a little too shallow for a soundbar. And if you have a low entertainment center and you can see over the soundbar, then that would probably be fine. But if you're looking up at the TV and it's on a stand, it's raised, the soundbar is going to block just a little bit of that TV. So you want to make sure you're either picking out a good soundbar or you plan on mounting it and having the soundbar under. Now, let's jump into our next part. So the big question, do I think this TV needs a soundbar? And the short answer is absolutely I do. And the biggest reason is because most TV speakers really don't sound that great out of the box, and that's simply because they've gotten so thin and they're usually firing down at the ground. And you might be asking yourself, well, I mean, do I even really need a soundbar? Well, I would say yes. I'd argue honestly that it's more than 50% of the experience. And if you don't believe me, watch this clip of high quality video with low quality audio, and then low quality video with high quality audio, and you tell me which one is more tolerable.
So this is an example of amazing video quality with terrible audio quality. Let's switch and see what sounds better.
Now our video quality has decreased, but our audio quality has gone through the roof. Major improvements. What do you guys think? So yeah, personally, I think it's a subconscious thing. You're not really thinking about audio too much when, you know, looking at a TV. But once you have that nice TV in there and you don't match it with nice audio, it can be kind of underwhelming, to be honest. And not only that, but usually you're only going to watch something once, and why not watch it at the best possible way that you could watch it if you're not in an actual theater, you know? So pairing it with a soundbar is definitely the way to go. If you're not doing LG soundbars to match, then I would look at maybe like the Polk Magnify Max, which we did do a video on. I think that'd pair great with this TV. If you are matching with LG and you're mounting it on the wall, I think you should take a look at the GX soundbar. It's a little bit pricey, but it really is nice, and we also did a video on that. So what are my final thoughts? A couple things that I really enjoyed. Well, first off, I'm going to have to mention the screen quality because I know we didn't talk too much about, you know, the actual brightness, but this TV in vivid mode is so bright for an OLED that you wouldn't even suspect it be an OLED, which is what I think a lot of people desired from LG, given that, you know, the only thing they could get close to was the G2, and that was pretty expensive. So now having the C3 be able to match that quality, I think is going to really disrupt the market in a good way, because I think we all love LG OLED. And I also like the addition of the new Magic Remote. It's nice to get a refresh, and I think it'll fit a little bit better in your hand. But I'm curious to know what you guys think. And if you have one already, share your experience. If not, you're thinking about it, maybe you'll find some help down in the comments section. I'll leave all the available sizes and dimensions right here. You can go ahead and screenshot that and thank me later. Now, if you guys are interested in picking up a C3 OLED, we really do appreciate the support, and all the links will be down in the description. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of the video. If this is a product that you're interested, make sure to email me at youtube@waltz so I can get you a special YouTube discount. If you haven't already, subscribe for more videos like these, and we'll see you in the next one.